Okay, so now that Triforce has dropped the bomb, I want to speak on this whole Contra stuff. First of all, the soundbite of the stream he did where he was explaining stuff related to the score, I noticed that it starts a little late. There's about 4 to 5 minutes worth of context missing from the statement, but okay, I'll be playing that in this video. I was on the stream when he was speaking to the Drifter guy about the score, and Drifter brought up the eye farming and how Contra players know how to farm. It can be interpreted that he used exactly what he stated, but it doesn't mean he actually did. He could be talking about other Contra players. So I'm just gonna go ahead and play this.
Where's Drifter? You can't stand in one place and shoot respawning enemies without threat of death. Right? Okay. Now, Jagan. No, not Jagan. Drifter. Drifter, if you stand still when you're farming the eyes on the last boss, just stand still and hold on the shoot button and walk away from your game. Will you or will you not die? Oh, I gotta heal him. Drifter was drifted apart. Okay. Oops. I gotta heal everybody. I want to see what while I'm playing this, I want to see what Drifter's answer is. Because you and I both know the farming the eyeball thing. But we know what that's about. There's a skill that's required. You have to aim to shoot the eye. You have to dodge the eyes and shoot them. You have to kill enough eyes to get a free back before the eyes kill you. If you don't kill enough eyes before it kills you, and it can kill you twice, then you run the risk of losing more men than you gain. If you use the bombs to blow up all the eyes and kill all the eyes and get the free, you're killing the boss too fast, and thus you can't get the 999. So there's a strategy and a skill that you need to do it. You have to kill it with just bullets. Yes, you would probably die. No, you won't probably die. Don't say that to make your argument. You will die. You will die. If you stand there, shoot the eye. See, okay, let's just get to the, okay.
The reality is, we know he farmed the eyeballs. We don't know at what pace he did it at. If he didn't shoot the boss at all, or if he shot it using the P gun, one shot at a time. This would slow down the boss from dying, big time. In your video breakdown, you guys use the laser gun. I don't know why, that's the strongest gun in the game. If you're trying to press 4 points, the object is not to kill the boss right away. This is something you guys are assuming Triforce did, but that doesn't make any sense. If you're trying to complete the task, which is to slowly kill the boss, so you have more time to press 4 points on the eyes.
But the eyeballs give you an extra life super fast, so maybe it's not it's possible to not game over. No. Okay, hold on. I gotta pause my game here. Okay, Drifter, if you're gonna talk with me, right? You're a Contra player. It's your video that actually helped my case. Just to let you know, it's your video that actually helped my case. Because Twin Galaxies authorities, I already told them in confidence what the strategy was when they accused me of what strategy I used. They didn't bring up the eyeball thing. They said that on stage 3, I stood, you know, the hover the drone boss that throws the men out. They said I put my man to the end of the corner and held down the shoot button and just had him shoot straight across to kill those infinite enemies that keep coming out, and went to the gym and came back and got my score. And I told that guy, I was like, I refute that. There's no way I did that. That's for sure I didn't do that. So they accused me of that. I said the strategy of what I used to get the max score, like PJ knows. I didn't make the strategy. I accidentally found the strategy online. And I was like, is this scores even in Twin Galaxies? And I saw it wasn't. So I was the first to put it in. And I left the other score open so PJ could get it in. So we could both grandfather our scores. Then he was like, well, I don't know, Triforce. I don't like that strategy. I don't think it's legal. So I'm like, I don't know if it's legal. I have to find out if it's legal. I don't think you know how the brain boss works. The brain starts at 30,000 points. Each cycle it gets cut in half until it reaches about 200 HP, and then the leeching begins. Okay, we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there, Drifter. Hold on. We're gonna get to that. So the question here is, every time it does its cycle and whatever, and remember, you get to do the cycle twice. You get to do it in normal, and then you also get to do it in hard. Keep that in mind, right? That's why you were able to beat the game in under 2 hours. But we're not even gonna go there, right? If you put your character to the end of the screen and hold on a tape fire button, there's no way for you to be able to get the eyes. You have to manually shoot the eye with the skill. You have to aim, see the eye, bam, shoot it. That's a skill. That's a skill. You have to get the eye first. And if you do it wrong, you end up hitting something else. You hit something else, that thing can kill you, not give you enough free. And like you said, you just said it. Let me read your own statement right here. The brain starts at 30k health, and each cycle the health gets cut in half until it reaches 200 health points. So you're missing your time because his health is decreasing. What did you say about forward progression? The boss is dying, right? Oh, that's right. That's forward progression.
There is something else that was omitted. In Drifter's first run, he burned time fighting the boss. He only needed 5 million points. He had close to 9 million by the time he was done, then spent an additional amount of time doing the eye farming again on the hard mode. I don't think Drifter realized he had surpassed maximum a long time ago. I would challenge Drifter to see if he can get the speedrun for fastest maximum score. I think you can do it in less than an hour and a half. Try to get 5 million on the first run, and then 5 million on the second run, and limit the amount of reps that you did with the eyes. 25 minutes per difficulty. With the ability to do this on normal and hard, I know for a fact that if you do this, it won't take you long to get the score which so many of you said was impossible.
What I find funny is that you guys brought up Contra 3 experts saying it would take a long time to get the score. Then you found out that it takes less than 2 hours to actually do it, like 2 hours or less. And then you guys all go like nuts about it. How hard is it to be humble? You were wrong. Triforce had a secret strategy. You let his friendship with other people create a bias. You know, like people you don't like create a bias against him, against Triforce when he was telling the truth.
The boss is dying. It's one thing if the boss isn't dying, then you're right. Then it's not forward progression because nothing's happening other than you collecting points. So there is a forward progression in the game. The boss is dying. You said it yourself. You and I both know this. And the other two Contra experts who know how to get the 999, we know that. So we said, So there has to be a form of forward progression. So here's the rules on leeching in Twin Galaxies. Leeching in Twin Galaxies is leaving your game unattended while you can gain points with no threat of danger to your life, no forward progression in the game. That's leeching. That's what leeching is. Now, I have to attend the game because I have to skill trick shot to get the eye, and I only have a certain amount of cycle reps before the boss gets to its death. And you do know when you shoot and activate one of the eyes or any of the pieces of the boss takes a 1% health damage. So eventually you're going to get to the point where when you shoot the eye and the eye comes out, the boss dies. So there is forward progression. when we was asking Twin Galaxies at the time, they said it's forward progression, but it's slow. So it's a smart strategy to abuse forward progression. You're just slowing forward progression down because the rules on leeching is no progression. That's the rule. If you do not have any forward, any ANY, any forward progression, it's leeching. So my question to you is, my question to everyone here in the YouTube is this: if the boss is dying, is this not forward progression?
The answer is yes, it is.
I'm gonna point out something I noticed that you don't do that Triforce did when he was just playing the game at my house one day. It wasn't even for like a record or anything. It was just random. He was just playing the game because he tagged the brain with one shot of the P gun thing. I guess that's what it's called, the P gun. Yeah, he tagged the brain with the P gun between the reps, like whenever the things spawn. So that way, he had some forward progression, throughout the cycles. So I just wanted to point that out.
And I'll add one more clip from Triforce.
Dwight says some guy kept saying in the stream chat that there was an analysis done on the final boss and it is impossible to get the score or something. No, Dwight, what they did was this. I had a conversation with this guy called Drifter, a modern gamer today who did the very same thing I did. He actually shows you how it's done. It's literally done. He does I watched his actual play. Generally, he does the same thing I do. But there's things I do a little bit different. And I don't do what he does. He kind of does it a long, boring way. Me, I peg the boss every now and then with the bullet. I don't just sit there and run the strategy straight without doing anything to the boss. He does it, but either way, it's the same. It's pretty much the same thing. So in a conversation that we were having when he came on the stream, well, he was in a chat. He was talking in the chat, and I was talking to him about the strategy. He was mentioning something about I don't know what I'm talking about regarding the boss because I didn't know that every time the boss does a cycle, his life goes down, and after 9 cycles or something like that, the boss ends up with 200 energy. Which I didn't know that because I didn't have the tools that these guys have today to open up the game and get the source code. No one had that back in the days. Who the hell would do that with Contra on the Super Nintendo? Obviously would be today's gamers because they can't learn to do anything on their own without having tool assistance, but whatever. So he found out that, and when he was telling me, I was like, it doesn't make a difference. Who cares? Because when I do it, I use a regular machine gun and I just peg the boss with one shot every cycle or so. So it doesn't make a difference whether his life was going down or not, or whether I was pegging him or not. He was dying regardless. That's the whole point we're trying to make. The issue here isn't about the boss's life or not. The issue is about farming the eyes. Dodging the eyes, shooting the eyes, getting the points, killing the boss slowly. That's it. That's really all it's about. They want to bring up the source code about how much life the boss had, and then they're implying that I literally didn't touch the boss at all. At no point did I hit the boss. I simply sat there and farmed the eyes. So it's so wait a minute. You're saying I didn't even accidentally hit the boss? You're saying I'm that godlike, that in all my bullets I'm shooting around, not one touched the boss. That's what you're saying? So I'm like, why are you bringing that up? It's so stupid. It's a dumb statement to even bring up. So they're trying to, as you can see, they're trying to hang on that one thing. But it's got nothing to do with anything. Because the issue, first of all, the original issue is there was no secret strategy. That's what they said. There was no secret strategy. You tell them what the secret strategy is, they just move the goalposts and find something else. That's why they keep asking me for more information. They're not trying to find the truth. They just want to find something to hang me to. So, guess what I did? I let them sit there, accuse me of everything under the sun, question. Triforce, tell us. And I sit there like, Then the 11th hour, well, remember all that stuff that you guys were saying? Yeah, it's none of that. It's this. Why did you just tell us this before? Because you just make up something else, like you're doing now. I tell you the strategy, you go to the source code. What? What does the source code have to do with the strategy? This is my point.
Exactly. The physical perception of the damage Triforce thought he did does not conflict with the strategy he used. Without today's resource/technologies, Triforce could only guess how much damage he thought he was dealing to the boss. But as Triforce says here, he was pegging the boss between cycles. Either way, he was killing the boss slowly,